In today's episode, we'll be going into detail about conscious mind manifesting, what it is and how you can avoid it. So let's get started. Hi, I'm Katie, and after many years as a struggling single mum, I transformed into a highly successful manifester with multiple businesses, better relationships, financial abundance, and way more peace, joy, and happiness in my life. Each week, I share the real secrets around how to manifest successfully, as well as the amazing and sometimes crazy lessons I've learned along the way, so that you can apply it all to your own manifesting, transforming your life from the inside out. This is That Manifesting Podcast. Welcome to today's episode. As I said at the top, this is all about conscious mind manifesting. But before we get into that, I wanted to talk a little bit about the general term manifesting and what it means, and also bust a few misconceptions about manifesting, because there is so much out there that can be distracting and confusing and draw people in. So I thought it would be useful if we just all start from that point of knowing. So my students all learn that manifesting is an outcome in your physical reality and life that's a result of four things combining together. And those four things are your subconscious thoughts, your beliefs and story system, your actions, and your self-decided identity. Whatever those four things align to is what you'll manifest into your physical life. So here's where it gets more spiritual. There are 12 universal laws that are intrinsic, unchanging laws of our universe. And actually, the 12 universal laws are the same as gravity. You can't stop it. If you jump, you land. The same is true of the 12 universal laws. If you take certain actions in life, certain things will happen. And I will be going into a lot more detail over future episodes around the 12 universal laws. But one of them is the law of attraction, which you've probably heard of if you've watched the movie The Secret, or you've read the book, or you've searched for anything to do with manifesting on YouTube. The most common of the 12 universal laws is the law of attraction. Now, manifesting and the law of attraction do go hand in hand, because essentially both have the principle that what you reflect out into the world is what the universe sends back into your life. But I guess where my teaching is different is that I show people how to work with all 12 universal laws, not just the law of attraction. When you're only focused on the law of attraction, and I guess where it gets confusing for people is that they're being told through mainstream media that to manifest what they want only needs the law of attraction, some belief, maybe some positive thinking, some sort of repetition in terms of technique like affirmations or journaling. But this isn't true. I mean, if all it took for a person to become a millionaire was to believe that they could be one and then write an affirmation 100 times a day for 2 weeks, then we'd all be walking around as millionaires, wouldn't we? And that's just not the case. The fact is, it does take a combination of your subconscious thoughts, your belief system, your story system, your actions, and your identity to be putting out the right things into the universe to actually get back more of what you want and less of what you don't want. So through no fault of their own, people just get caught up in this massive hype of manifesting and the law of attraction. They're being told that, all you have to do is recite this affirmation or create a vision board and stare at it every day and all your dreams will come true. And understandably, they're then hugely disappointed when it doesn't work. The fact is, things like vision boards and affirmations, this is conscious mind manifesting. And that's where we come into the main topic of this episode. People are trying to manifest by taking actions that are being driven by their conscious mind. Now, our conscious mind is the part of us that looks for logical steps to take to get what we want. Think about driving a car. You get into a car and your conscious mind thinks, put the key in the ignition, check your mirrors, put your lights on if it's dark. This is your conscious mind looking for all of those logical steps to take. But when it comes to driving, that's when your subconscious mind takes over, because you just drive. You just know what to do. That's the difference. Things like affirmations and vision boards are your conscious mind saying, we need to do this for this to work. But actually, it's your subconscious mind, your autopilot mind. That's the part of you that's responsible for manifesting. So you could have the prettiest vision board, the most positive of all affirmations. But if your subconscious internal dialogue doesn't match the vision board or doesn't match the affirmations, then what you want will never manifest, because all you're doing is focus on those conscious mind manifesting actions. And because so many of these online experts are telling you to focus on fluffy conscious mind manifesting stuff, then a roadblock that manifestors are facing is not doing the right foundational work before they try to change their lives. And so they just start out with the affirmations or the vision board. And actually, those are like the icing on the cake actions. They're not the cake itself. You've got to learn to bake the manifesting cake before you can put the icing on the top of the affirmations and the journaling. And I have spoken about this before, but fell prey to all of those conscious mind manifesting techniques. I can't tell you the amount of times I stood in my lounge with the power pose, like my hands on my hips, staring at the sky, telling myself I was a badass and I could have whatever I wanted. And then I would just sit down and not take any action and still expect things to manifest. And now it seems crazy to me that I was really feeding into all of those YouTube videos, those 2-minute videos that tell you they can give you the X back, they can give you the money that you want if you would only do this thing religiously. They're just talking to your conscious mind that wants to find those actions to take. So how do you know if you're conscious mind manifesting? I've kind of alluded to it a bit, but I want to give you some real specific things that you might be seeing in your life if you're focusing on external results rather than changing your life from the inside out. So I've got here like 10 things that you can look out for. And this is how you'll know that you're conscious mind manifesting. So the first one is, if you're getting excited at the thought of trying out a new manifesting technique and then you discover that nothing happens, so then you go on the hunt for a new one, that is being driven by conscious mind manifesting. The second one is, you feel like you must be doing something wrong. This was a big thing for me. So I would find this thing on YouTube, go outside, put your feet in the mud, dance around a bit, set fire to your intentions. And I would do it all religiously, exactly what they said. And then obviously nothing happened. So I would take that on myself. I would think, I must be doing something wrong. I'd go to the YouTube video. I'd start scrolling through the comments thinking, what's everyone else saying? And I took it on board that I was doing something wrong, not that I was being taught incorrectly. The third one is, I would try something different and I would stick to it religiously for a couple of weeks. But then nothing would happen, nothing would change. And so I'd gradually stop doing it. A key one for me, there's something called, it's like a scripting method. And it says, if you want to change your life, you have to write your intention 55 times, 5 times a day. And I kid you not, I spent hours every day writing out this one intention over and over again. And I did that for 2 weeks. And of course, nothing happened. So if you find that you're doing the same thing, so maybe you're finding a new technique, you're trying it, you're really going for it, and then nothing happens, so you just stop doing it. This is conscious mind manifesting at work. The next one is, you commit to changing your life and manifesting more of what you want, but then something bad happens, you get negative thoughts creeping in, and then everything feels impossible again. So if that's you, then that is being driven by conscious mind manifesting. The next one is, you know exactly what you want to manifest, but the exact opposite of what you want seems to happen. And that is a critical factor of conscious mind manifesting, because you put so much emphasis on the technique that you've been taught that you start to create this want mentality, and the want creates more want and the need creates more need, and you just don't get what you want, or you get the exact opposite. Number 6 is constantly searching for new techniques to try to see if this will finally work. My critical time for doing this was, I would go to bed and I would open up YouTube and I would search, and I would potentially spend up to 2 hours watching videos, reading the comments, seeing how many likes they'd got, thinking, if enough people have liked this, it must work. No, it's the way it's sold. It's the way it's put across. That's what causes the like. Every one of those likes is hope. And that's all it is. It's not results. It's hope. It's some poor person that's watched that video, has liked that video thinking, this is the one that's going to change my life. And it never is. So number 7 is often wondering if you're being positive enough. But when you try to stop negative thoughts, they just start to get bigger and more intense. This is a big part of conscious mind manifesting. Again, you're trying to think logically, and the logical step, if you want to manifest something amazing, the logical step is, I've got to think positive about it and then I'll get it. And as you'll see in an episode that's coming up very soon, positive thinking could be the worst thing you try to do to try and manifest your life. That's coming up in one of our next episodes. So yeah, if you find that you're just really trying to force those positive feelings and then you're overwhelmed with negative thoughts, then that's conscious mind manifesting at work. You might also find that you're coming up with routines. You see, I say all this with a smile on my face because I only know this stuff because I've done it all. And yeah, I feel a little bit silly now, but hey, it's learning, isn't it? So I used to come up with routines. I would find all my favourite YouTube videos, all my favourite manifesting techniques, and I'd think, right, I'm going to wake up in the morning, I'm going to write my intention the 55 times, then I need to go out and stick my feet in the mud because apparently if I'm closer to nature, then I'll get what I want. Then I'm going to come inside and then I'll do the power pose and recite affirmations to myself for 10 minutes. And I literally had built this routine of things to do. But then, of course, life gets in the way. It's all very well coming up with this routine on a Saturday afternoon when you haven't got to fit in work or looking after the kids or whatever it is that you've got to do. And so I just found I didn't have enough time. I didn't have enough time to do all of these things, or life got in the way and I'd just forget about them. I'd wake up one morning and realise I hadn't done my power pose. And then I think, well, that's it. It's all ruined for today. So that's another way that conscious manifesting can creep into your life. Number 9 is you hear that the universe wants you to be happy and succeed, but it just doesn't happen for you. And you just want to know what you're doing wrong. So you will hear this a lot on YouTube videos. The universe wants this for you. The universe wants you to. Let me tell you, the universe isn't a person. The universe isn't sitting there thinking, I want Katie to have the business of her life. No, the universe isn't a person. It doesn't want anything. It's just a mirror. The universe is a mirror. It gives you what you put out, good, bad, ugly. So anyone that's telling you the universe wants this for you is playing to your conscious mind manifesting. It's trying to get you to think about it from a logical perspective and turn the universe into a person that wants the same things as you. And finally, number 10, people that are conscious mind manifesting think that they can turn manifesting on or off. One of the things I hear most from people is, I've tried manifesting and it didn't work. Well, let me tell you, manifesting is always happening. What is different are the results. You can either be intentional about what you get in your manifesting, or you can just be at the mercy of everybody else's intentions around you. And that is a massive misconception. So please don't get sucked into the thing of thinking that you can choose to manifest or not. It's as natural as breathing. It would be like me saying to you, okay, I don't want you to pass away, but I want you to stop breathing. Stop breathing, and then I'll tell you when you can start again. It's impossible. And that's the same with manifesting. You can't switch it on or off. It's always happening. But what you can do is get intentional about directing your life in the places that you want it to go. So those are the 10 ways that you would know that you're at the mercy of conscious mind manifesting. And maybe we need to do some work to get you back on track and more into alignment with subconscious manifesting. So manifesting, it's like building a house. You wouldn't just start building without understanding the ground that you want to build on. You've got to know if the ground is solid, if it's suitable, if there are hazards that you need to be aware of, if it's really ready for building your house. If you just picked a spot and just started building without the necessary research and discovery phase, then you risk building a house on shaky ground that's just going to fall down in the future. And successful manifesting is exactly the same. It's built on a strong foundation, not these airy-fairy techniques that people are telling you. It's an in-depth understanding of yourself and what could potentially stand in the way of you achieving the life that you really want. Your results, the success you get in life, it's all determined from the inside out. Too many people are out there telling you to use an outside-in approach. They're talking directly to your conscious mind. They're telling you to focus on everything that you need to change externally, everything you need to do externally, when actually the real change starts internally. So if you're new to manifesting, then just remember, you are not just the main character in the movie of your life. You're the writer, you're the director, you're the producer. You get to decide how the movie unfolds and ultimately how it all ends up. Never give up your personal power to these people on the internet telling you to try this, telling you to do this in the pursuit of changing your life. You're always in control and you get to decide what the outcomes are. But this has to start with the inner work. Know who you are as a person, know the deepest parts of yourself and realign the things that you need to manifest what you want faster. So that's it. That is conscious mind manifesting, what it is, how to avoid it, and how to know if it's present in your life. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like what you've heard, I'd be really grateful if you'd subscribe and leave a review so that we can reach more people. I've left some links in the show notes, so you can connect with me or you can go and grab one of my fabulous manifesting freebies. Until next week, sending you lots of love, light, and manifesting vibes.